Good evening. So this is the box. It has 6 faces, it is made of cardboard, and is good for moving objects from one point to another. Although be aware that they're actually quite fragile, so do not sit on them. This is a cat. It may look like a cute cat, but really it is not. These prepubescent looking felines are nothing but evil, lazy, agonizing creatures. They do not enjoy walks, fear baths, and destroy furniture. Alright, this is a Muslim. They come in a limited range of colors, starting with brown scruffy beards and white caps. They're famously known for their terrorist attacks like 9/11, which was the destruction of the 2 highest towers in 2001, and are today known for their terrorist groups like ISIS, which is famous for beheading and slaughtering innocent civilians. Alright, this is really bad. But it's not that bad, because we do have our president who is taking care of the situation. Thank you, Trump. I don't know what you do, but you always put our safety first. Alright, now Mexico. Or Mexicans, better say. These people are great people. They make delicious tacos, surely sing the best music, and wear beautiful hats. Although they're a little too naive. They do have a lot of unprotected sex, which is why their families are huge. And therefore, Mexico is overpopulated and poor, which makes all of these Latinos come to the United States and steal the jobs of the American citizens. Alright, that is not too bad, because they do come and take the jobs of the uneducated people, working as maids, gardeners, farmers, you name it. But again, these people are a big threat to all of us. Latinos are nothing but terrifying killers and present no positive impact to our society whatsoever. Okay, we do have Trump here again, and he is presenting the only possible solution to this catastrophe. The wall. Thank you, Trump. You're always doing everything for us. I have nothing else to say but thank you. Alright, enough negativity. Let's talk about something good. Americans, there we go. As you might have seen already, these Asians and these Mexicans and these African Americans, alright, they're not Americans, okay? This is Asia, this is Africa, this is Mexico, and this is America. Do you see the difference? No? You should. Well, what about now? Okay. Alright. Okay, I think that was actually enough. If you haven't noticed till now, you should either probably leave the room or learn something for once. It does not take more than the fact that you're human to understand that that is not okay. It simply is not. And it's so interesting how all these things fall into one small and tiny, yet huge and terrifying category. Labels. Labels are not pretty. I think it's interesting how our society has relied on putting others down in order to feel better for themselves. Animals categorize their surroundings in order to understand the environment better and quicker. This is why, for example, when one smells a juicy barbecue, one's mouth would water and one's stomach would rumble. And that is perfectly fine. But as soon as you start running into more complex situations where categorization is too complicated to be utilized, you run into issues like racism, sexism, Islamophobia, and homophobia. And to assume one's identity because of their political beliefs, or their religious views, or their gender, or their race, or even their sexuality, is wrong. It's completely out of line. It just isn't right. I think the worst part of labels is being labeled. I think everyone here and everywhere has felt like they were unable to achieve something due to a label that constricted them from doing so. Of course, some people go through this more than others. Say, white men are less probable of being arrested for jaywalking than black men, and women earn 80 cents to $1 as compared to men. And this is just because of the way they are, talk, think, behave, or act. Ever since I was a kid, I've been carrying a heavy label all across my forehead. Since I was young, I've been told by my parents and my family members how handsome I was, and asked when I would get my first girlfriend. Little did they actually know I found no interest in women whatsoever. Back then I attended an all-boys Catholic school where they taught us how Jesus died for our sins and how the woman and the man make a baby. Same-sex relationships were seen as a taboo, and therefore I had never heard of this before, which brought me to think something about me was wrong. I respect religion and everyone who believes in it, but growing up as a gay kid, I found myself in a society where I did not belong. For example, if I touch a straight boy, he will more than likely feel uncomfortable. But if a straight boy touches another straight boy, he will either not say anything or he'll say, dude, that is so gay. So, yeah. Back then, how great would it be to live without labels? No immigrant of non-European descendants would struggle through the fear of deportation. No black person will be shot for unjust police brutality. No Muslim would be banned from air travel. No transgender would be called for pervert. And how can this be fixed? A while back ago, in October 19th, 2016, I, with my colleagues in a great proportion of the world, took the PSAT, which is a preparatory test for the American Standardized Test, which is supposed to evaluate your reading, language, and mathematical knowledge with the rest of the testers. There's a couple questions you must fill in before you begin, like, are you of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin? What is your race? What is your gender? What is your religion? Personally, I found no interest in answering any of these questions, so I left them blank. However, I see that the reason why they requested this information was to see if you applied for certain scholarships. And I get it. Women have a history of being denied away from their education, and black people used to be slaves, and Latin Americans tend to receive lower class education. However, this is 2017, and even though racism and sexism and Hispanophobia are still a very important issue, there is no way we can get rid of labels if we don't stop using them. Why should there be a scholarship just for Latinos? Does that mean a person from Zimbabwe or Uganda or Singapore cannot apply for their scholarship simply because of their heritage descent? A test that is supposed to evaluate everyone under the same standards, yet affects each ethnic group in a special and different way. I don't know how to fix this. Well, actually, I might. I think I do. I'm not so sure. You see, I don't have an answer, but I do have a solution. I don't know the process, but I do know the outcome. I don't know the how, but I do know the what. To overcome labels, we simply need to stop using labels. You see, humanity, the human race, is one race and one race only. There is no space for fragments. There's no room for subdivisions that only achieve nothing but divide us. The white race, the black race, the Asian race, the Latino race. What really is it that sets us apart? Apart from the obvious pigmentation of our skin and other physical characteristics, where does the necessity to distinguish ourselves from one another really lie? The day we are all equally different will be the day we all become indifferently equal. To you, I may seem like a Latino or like a gay person, but to myself, I am just myself. I am a human being. Still, my mind circulates with a faint sense of hope to fight for what is right and fix this as one. One where religion does not pull us apart. One where gender does not define who we are. One where race does not dictate our lives. Thank you.